Check, check. Check, 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 check. Sorry guys about that. I had to make sure my microphone wasn't going to peak out. Hey everybody, welcome to Live Out Loud with Jason on this beautiful Saturday on May, what's today, 30th. Oh yeah, tomorrow is the last day of the month. The last day of May this year is blowing by. Wow. So we're continuing to talk about living out loud. I'm gonna adjust my volume down here a little bit. I think I might be a little hot on that microphone. There we go. Hopefully you're not blowing your ears out there. And hope you are having just a marvelous, spectacular day. Living out loud. What does that mean? What does it not mean? What does it mean to you? Because what it means to you, what it means to me, could be different things, and that's okay. But here's what living out loud should not mean. It should not mean being a jerk. It should not mean steamrolling over people. It really is about discovering you, being the best you that you can be for you, yourself, your family, your God, and this world, and living it out. That's what living out loud is all about. Okay, so I want to ask you a question here. Well, let's quickly recap some of the subjects we've been talking about. We've been talking about what it means to live out loud. We've been talking about additionally, what are some of the hindrances to living out loud? And we've talked about courage, we've talked about taking first steps, and we've talked about a number of things. So I want to ask you this. I mentioned this to you the other day. Sometimes we're not good at being self-aware. And sometimes things that are so obvious to other people around us are not obvious to us. And there's this thing, you should look it up, it's called I think it's the Johari window. It's Johari window. And it talks about, it's got two axes, and one is our awareness and one is other people's awareness. And it's interesting because we as people, we have blind spots. And we can see things in other people so easily, be it the good and the bad. We just tend to, human nature typically is to focus on the bad. The Bible says, why are we trying to take the speck out of their eye when we can't see the log in our eye? And it's like we can see the speck in their eye, but not the log in our eye. And we need to become self-aware. It is worth taking time to discover who you are. So many of us, we just get going. We're on that hamster wheel, running, and we're not going anywhere. The wheel's going round and round in circles, and eventually the hamster dies and the wheel's still spinning, and we got nowhere. And I don't want that for your life. I don't want that for my life. I want us to live out loud, be all we can be, give all the value that we can to our little circles of love and to everyone in this world that we're supposed to do that. And so I want to challenge you to do something right now. I actually got this out of a book recently, and I did this myself. I think this is fabulous. I want you to jot this down. It's a question that I want you to message. You can email, chat, text message, whatever. At least a minimum of 5 people. I want you to ask them this question, and I'm gonna phrase it like it was coming from me, but I want you to phrase it like it was coming to you. So I'm gonna send this and say, hey, I need some honest feedback. I'm trying to improve myself, and I'm really looking for some honest feedback, guys. I'm not trying to be funny. So kind of preface it with that, and ask this question: If Jason were to become famous in his lifetime, so you don't put Jason, you insert your name. If Jason were to become famous in his lifetime, what would it be for? Wow! What do you think? If you could get a few answers back and peel those apart and go, wow, my friends, my family members, my friends, my coworkers, wow, they noticed something in me. Don't you think if they said something like, wow, I think you'd be amazing, famous for this. Don't you think that maybe they see and recognize a gift or talent or passion inside of you? Maybe it's worth developing that. Think about it. I want to challenge you. Do it. And I want to challenge, I know this is private, and I'm not asking you to share any private information, but would you at least message me and say, hey, I sent out the question to 5 people, to 10 people. Just tell me that you did it. Just tell me that you did it, and that's going to make me feel better. And I know it's going to encourage you when you get some answers back. And everybody needs some encouragement. Everybody. You may look at this person over there, they're on top of the world, they're living large, whatever. And guys, you don't know what they're dealing with. They could be having a complete facade on, and you don't know what's going on inside of them. And I want to encourage you, part of living out loud is don't withhold your encouragement from people. Whether they're down or whether they're up, don't withhold your encouragement. Now, at the same time, everybody sees through disingenuous compliments and encouragement. Everybody sees through that. That's worthless. So don't do that. Give genuine encouragement to others. Be genuine in what you say. There is, the Bible, and Proverbs especially, talks all about this. A timely word, a word spoken at the right time, is very sweet and can work miracles in someone's life. Have you had someone say just the right thing to you at just the right time, and it made all the difference in the world? Be that someone. Be the answer to someone's prayer. Be that missing link. Be that missing link for them, that piece. And, you have something of value to offer. Don't undervalue yourself. Too many times we undervalue ourselves. We're scared to speak up. We're scared to take the next step. We're scared we might fail. We're scared we might look stupid, or people are going to make fun of us, or they're going to think less of us, or God forbid, they're going to find out who we really are, and they don't, and they don't, what's the saying? You know which sunbathers are naked when the tide goes out. Everybody's standing in the ocean, the tide goes out, you see who's naked, But there's power in the truth. Knowing the truth is power. And guess what? Some of us, as we try to move forward and progress forward and move upward and onward in our life, in our call, in our mission, sometimes we're dragging a bag of heavy bricks, a sack of heavy bricks behind us. And we're trying to run, and there's this heavy bricks right behind us. And you know what's in that? Those bricks, you know what those bricks represent? Those bricks represent your past failures, bad things you've done, things you beat yourself up for. They may represent negative feelings, negative habits. And you want to know what else? Sometimes they could even those bricks in that bag that are holding us back could even represent past successes. It's great to stop and enjoy your successes, but if you dwell on them too long, you're just going to camp out right there and not move forward. And I want to encourage you, part of living out loud, friends, is to drop the past. Drop it. Only thing you can do from the past is learn from it. You can learn from it. but you don't need to dwell on it. You don't need to live there. You need to get out of there. You need to drop it. You need to cut anchor, and you need to sail on. So I don't know who this is speaking to today, but if there's something you've done in your life that's so horrible you would hate for anybody to find out, or it's just you've had a string of failures, well, guess what? Drop it. Get rid of it. It's holding you back. Move forward. Could you imagine trying to drive your car, forward while looking out the back window or looking in the rearview mirror? Could you imagine trying to drive forward? No. Face the windshield. Look. Get your vision. Face the windshield on where you're going, and that's the way you're going to move forward. Let me back over to encouraging people for just a second. One of the things that the Bible says is that prophesying is edification, exhortation, and comfort. Those are some really long Christianese words, aren't they? The word edify or edification, it literally means to build up, as in a wall or a building. And to edify someone is like try to build bricks, not the bricks we're dragging behind, but the building blocks in their life. Like they're building their life and they're building walls, and we're going to help stack stones on stones to build them up strong and reinforce them. That's what edifying is. Okay, and then the word exhortation, what that means is to spur someone on, to call them closer to God, to call them on to do the right things. And the Bible also says that we should provoke one another to good deeds. And honestly, that's what I'm trying to do here today, is provoke you to good deeds in your own life. And so, and the last one is comfort. And I know so many people that are amazing at comfort. But I made a decision in my life that I want every word that comes out of my mouth to be edifying, exhorting, and comforting. So I want to build people up. I want to provoke them and spur them on to do the right things, and I want to comfort them. And so I just want to share that with you today. Maybe you need to make that decision in your life today that you want your mouth to do the same thing. And that's kind of the filter that I want to use. Was that, did I say that? Did that come out right? That's the filter I want to use. Okay, so okay, most of you guys know that I've been in the painting business for pretty much all of my adult life. And one of the things that can try your patience is you're trying to help someone, and their house desperately needs new paint, and for whatever reason they can't pick a paint color. And it's hard. I'm not saying it's hard. I'm not saying it's easy, but it's hard on them to pick a paint color, because they're picking and they're deciding, and that means once it's painted, and nobody wants to waste all that time, effort, and material. And on my end, I want you to make the right decision, but if you don't pick a color, I can't fix your house. And so I've literally used this before, and this is true. Sometimes if the color has been so close, I would say, sir, ma'am, here's the honest truth about it. If I paint your house this color today, and then tomorrow while you're at work, I come and I paint it this color, and you come home, you won't even notice the difference. It's that close. You just need to pick one, and you're going to be happy with either one of them. And so, what point am I trying to make here? The point I'm trying to make is deciding. Just like I can't paint someone's house until they pick a color, you can't move on with your life until you make a decision. How many times are you wavering? Should I this? Should I that? Should I this? I don't know. Should I? And then you start asking 1,000 different people. And of course, there's a multitude of counselors. Yeah, that's important. But you've got to get to the point where you make a decision. Make a decision about whatever area of this life, in your life that you need to make a decision on. so you can move forward. If you don't make a decision, you can't move forward. Oh, you're afraid of making the wrong decision. Well, let me tell you one thing about decision making is if you make the wrong decision, you're typically quickly gonna recognize that, wow, I made the wrong decision. And when you make the wrong decision and you realize it, whoop, then you can reverse course and you can fix it, and then the right decision becomes so evident. It's okay to do trial and error on some things, okay? You have to get started. You have to make a decision. And I recently also, I was reading about a guy who interviewed just thousands of successful people, and the one common trait that he found in them was that they made a ton of decisions. Not that their decisions were always the best ones, but that they made a ton of decisions. They made fast decisions. And that doesn't mean rash decisions, carefully thought decisions. But at some point, you've got to make a decision. And if you do something wrong, you'll recognize it, you'll fix it. You may feel a little bit of pain, but you get to fix it and then get on the right path. Then you can be fully committed, knowing you're absolutely 100% on the right path. So I want to encourage you there. Part of living out loud. Live out loud. Okay, so I've got I've personally observed a number of firsthand knowledge and observed a number of people deal with the horrible evil called cancer. Friends, relatives, even Rochelle, my own wife. And I have seen what cancer does to people, what it does to their body, what it can do to their mind. And I hate cancer, and I hate what it does. But I just want to give you some encouragement. And I've got a feeling there's a few cancer survivors watching here today, right now, that you have come through a terrible time in your life. You may be missing parts of your body. You may have scars, internal, external. You may still be struggling with your health, and the chemo can mess with your brain and just all this other stuff. But I want to encourage you. You're a champion. The very fact that you've pulled through and you haven't given up, you are a champion. You are a champion. Say it with me right now. Just say it. Say, I am a champion. I am a victor. Okay? And so I want to ask you a question. And honestly, I want to ask this question of everybody that's going to see this. Do you believe that your best days are behind you? Or do you believe that your best days could be yet ahead? Do you think that you know what, maybe you're retired, maybe you're 70 years old, 80 years old, whatever. Do you think that God's done with you? I sure hope you don't. If you're still breathing, there's still a lot of good you can do. And I want to encourage you, get your second wind. Pick yourself up. Pick yourself up. Encourage yourself. If there's no one around to encourage you, look in the mirror and encourage yourself. You have something of value. Go after it. Go get it. And speaking of, cancer and other adversities and stuff, they say that pain is an amazing teacher, right? Well, adversity has a way of helping us sort through and sort out and divide the really important stuff from the not so important stuff. And, there's a lot of stories about people getting a new mindset with this whole COVID-19 come in and, things that are important to them. I'm not going to get into that in this video today, but if you've been through some adversity, you know what it's like to count your blessings. And I want you to move forward and upward. And you've made it through. Don't stop fighting. Keep fighting. You have lots of productivity, flourishing, and abundant life yet to live. Abundant life yet to live. So What else was I going to tell you about today? By the way, someone chime in and tell me, oh, I see some comments. I missed the comments here. Oops. Hello.
Yet to live.
I'm going to get rid of that there. I'm going to try to get the comments over here. Of course, I can't touch the screen on my MacBook. Oh, who all's here today? Oh, hey, Becky. Awesome. Becky's trying to teach me some Spanish today. I'm not even going to begin to try to speak Spanish. Antonio, hey guys. Yeah, leave that junk at the cross. That is right. And hey, Clint, awesome. Man, thank you guys so much for listening in today. And it's my honor that you would even click and listen today. I want to see you thrive. I want to see you shine. And what better way to give glory to our Maker, to God, than to just be all that He's created us to be, and do and become and give all that He's called us to do. Okay, and so I want to make one final point here before we get off today, and that is this: is that something that's amazing, just principles in the kingdom of God. And one of them is you just can't outgive God. And for, in life here, we think that, we add and multiply to get more, or we hoard and keep to get more. But so many times in the Bible, when you give away, it multiplies. So I want you to think about this. Division results in increase. Division results in increase. When we are generous and we give, it's going to come back to us. We reap what we sow. And guess what? When you sow something, you're giving it away. And so I want to encourage you today to sow into someone else's life, to sow, you might need to sow funds, time, love, energy, whatever it is, wisdom. Sow into the lives of others. It's going to pay you back multiple, many times. I guarantee it will. It will pay you back. So I just want to encourage you, live out loud. You are amazing. You're more awesome than you think, by the way. You are more awesome than you think. So I will plan on seeing you guys again. Let's do this one more time. Can we do this one more time tomorrow, Sunday, about 1 p.m.? Yeah, I'll hurry up and get home from church, and we'll do this again tomorrow. So until then, God bless you. Have a great Saturday.
Oh.